Yo, what is up? What up, DS? So today we have the first FOMC with Kevin Warsh. Full port day. No. No. Today, actually, I'm going to be kind of careful. If anything, because I passed all those Apex accounts, so now we're going to be copy trading some of them. We're going to be copy trading them. But pass the Apex accounts, copy trade them on FOMC, lose it in some chop, have a bad day in chop. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's how this story's gonna play out. I'm not gonna let it happen. I woke up pretty early this morning. I've just been sitting here watching this. I think there's kind of there's a decent chance we may potentially chop a little bit this morning. Or at least find some balance out, find some value. What I'm really watching for is this shaded area right here is what I'm paying attention to, so if we fall back in here, this is kind of like a no trade area for me this morning. I'm going to wait for the open, and if at the open we kind of stay above this area, then I will be kind of expecting us to continue up towards London highs. In the event that we start to kind of drop below. We do have new week opening gap down here. I don't necessarily think it'll fill the whole thing before FOMC or potentially even today, but I just know it's down there. What I'm trying to be careful about is something like this. Big drop down, rebalance a little bit, temporarily find some balance in this area. If it's clean enough, we can still trade it. But we are approaching... Then we got OPEX tomorrow with the quarterly expirations. So... just gotta be careful. Just gotta be careful today. Yesterday was pretty decent though. Yesterday we cut the shorts all the way up here. Went short up here yesterday. And I held it on my on my top step account for like 250 points. I got out on the other account somewhere around here. Mitchell is long. Not bad. Thanks, Mitchell. I was kind of expecting a sell off yesterday, all to the point where I actually on my live account I tried to do like a swing. I had a trade that I just went in a couple micros on my live account, but I had a trade that looked like this. It was massive, dude. I had like a huge stop loss. And I was targeting like somewhere down here or something. Or maybe it was down here. I think it was down here. Yeah, like 2,000 ticks. And then I woke up in the morning and I got stopped out. But honestly, I should have waited for these highs to get taken out yesterday first before I go short. But when I saw that happening, I just took it on funded accounts. So now we're going to see if we're going to stay above 475, and if so, then I'm expecting us to kind of continue a pump up. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily consider that like swing trading because it's still technically intraday. But it is definitely kind of like a different style of trading than how I trade during New York session. Sometimes on my live account, what I'll try and do is if I have an idea for, you know, what I think New York might do, I'll try and position myself during London or Asia. London just through limit order, but sometimes Asia. And then I'll just try and hold it through New York Open if I think we're going to, if I have a strong conviction in a direction. But I usually will use light size, but it didn't work out yesterday. I lost like $500 on my live account. Just a little early. Right idea, just a little early. But I'm happy I was still able to catch it on my other accounts, so it's makes up for it. What I'm kind of thinking at the open though is if we do get some, like let's say we have, I don't know where we're gonna open, but let's just say we open up and we slam down really hard and we immediately start seeing failure. And we slam back up. I'm probably gonna go long and try and target London highs. I just have to be careful about, potential like chop at the open. The mornings before FOMC are sometimes account killers. Amon Verma. Here. You want to see it? Look. I got you, bro. Go ahead. Screenshot him. 5, 4. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's ES. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Just know they're gonna change. The gamut, the distribution today, at least on Tanuki's platform, is pretty thin. So, you know, when the distribution is kind of thin like that, and the open interest is also pretty thin, I'm not really. It changes a little bit how I think about positive gamma environments where, you know, we can easily kind of move through it. So. This is the plan for the morning for everybody. As long as we stay above here, I'm looking for us to come up here. If we drop back in here and we do this, I'm not touching it. Or if we do this, I'm not touching it. if we go like this or whatever, or let's just say we go like this, and then we start accepting below, I'm going to go for a continuation lower. So we're going to be watching this area today. It's kind of my decision area today. Looking more healthy than I did on Monday. Dude, Monday I was dying. I was dying, dude. I was on stream. I really didn't feel like streaming. I was still able to I was still able to catch a trade, but honestly, I shouldn't have been doing that. But this morning, I got some good sleep. I'm ready to go. I'm focused. So, we're going to try and not destroy my funded accounts. I got 7 funded accounts now, so we're trying to build them. Trying to build them up. This month was a little slower because I did take like a whole week and a half just working on evals. So it's kind of, but we're trying to set ourselves up. We're trying to set ourselves up. I messed up in May. It happens. So we had to build the army back. We got 7 fundeds right now. One of them has a $3,000 balance on it. The other one has that one's basically break even. And then these Apex PAs are like brand new, fresh out the oven. And I'm gonna work on some more of them a little later. I need to, that account that has the $3,000 balance on it, I think I need like a day or 2, but I'm trying to get the balance up past like 54. Oh yeah, and then I also have a TPT eval that's almost done. I gotta probably actually pass that today. Oh wait, you need 5 days. I think I only have like 3 days traded on it. And then I also have a top step eval that's like basically break even, so, or I think it might actually be in drawdown. We'll work on that later. But yeah, we gotta start focusing on funded accounts, or else it's just gonna be, I mean, we'll be net positive this month, but I'm not gonna really make any money. Can you show again? No, bro. I gave you 5 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll put it up on the screen. You could have screenshotted it. You know, I just saved you from paying for a platform. But I'm not your Gex boy. Respectfully, I'm not Gex boy, okay? So if you really want to see your levels, go ahead and purchase a subscription. Like all the other hardworking people. No, I don't mean to be a dick, bro, but like, yeah. I already showed it to you. Here, you know what? Just because I'm just like, because the market's not open. I got you, bro. I got you. What do you want to see? You want to see QQQ? Go ahead. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome, Amon. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little careful at the open. Although if we do slam down and have just total failure to the downside and we start snapping back up, I'll probably try and take a long position with some smaller size, depending on how far my stop needs to be, because I'd have to put it below seller failure. But if we just open and immediately rip up, I'm gonna just let it go. If we kind of drop down and start snapping around, I'm gonna just not do anything. So Might be a slightly slower session today, but it's just capital preservation. Especially because like this is the first meeting with a new Fed chair, with the new Fed chair, excuse me. So I'm more so just interested to see. I'm actually gonna watch it later today. I usually don't watch them, but I want to see what's up with Kevin. Oh, I'm looking at NQ EV. What's the best company to subscribe to? Well, I use Tanuki Trade. Is it the best one? Disclosure, I'm affiliated with them. Disclosure, but I do use them and I do like them. But there's plenty of platforms, and there's a difference between how they're calculating their levels. There's naive gex and there's inferred gex. It's kind of like how they calculate it, and they're trying to. Inferred gex is more of like a complex, but sometimes more accurate interpretation of dealer positioning, although at the end of the day none of them can see what's on the dealer's books. I would just test out a few of them, see which one you like. But if you happen to just like Tanuki Trade, you should use code NEVERFLAT and support your boy. But you don't have to. You can use whatever you want. You can use Mentor Q, Spy, Gamma, Vol Signals, whatever. So we have market opening up in a couple minutes. If you guys notice that we're chopping today, let's all make a pact right now. Let's all decide that if we identify chop, we're not gonna trade the chop. Let's all picky promise each other. so we can save each other from heartache and blown accounts on FOMC. What up, King? Oh, that was pretty nasty. We're waiting for the open. I'm watching this area right here. If we stay above it, I'm expecting us to take London highs. If we stay in here, we're chopping, not touching it. If we begin to accept below it, if we like, I might look for a continuation to take lows, take daily lows. But I'm kind of more inclined to lean a little bit more towards us going up. We do have net call open interest, and absolute open interest sitting up here. So if we just like continue like a grind up, this is going to be my draw for the day. But again, I am just gonna be. Thanks, bro. I am gonna be a little careful today. Got these fresh Apex PAs, I'm copy trading them. It's probably not the most ideal day to start copy trading. Well, you never know. I mean, we might get a pretty good opportunity. $31,000. All right, market open. Let's see. Slam down. If we have failure, I am going long. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a second because we... Whoops. I'm trying to see if we're gonna hold above 475. I'm gonna have to size kind of small if it does happen, because it's it'll require kind of a bigger stop. Most ideal scenario for this is we push down past these lows, we snap down, snap back up, and then I'm gonna be more inclined. But there's no rush. Just take a deep breath. It's okay. Also, this is also my like chop area, so I gotta be where we might see some chops, so I gotta be careful about that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're just gonna drop further deeper into this area. So we're just gonna Just gonna wait. Oh yeah, Mitchell, you're in those longs. It was looking good before the open. It sucks, dude. How big is this opening candle? 100 points? Why trading with FOMC news coming up today? You scared? You scared or something? No, I'm just joking. Why not? I'm only gonna trade if I see something I want to trade. Who knows? Maybe I sit here and I don't take a trade. Why are you judging me? So leave me alone, bro. Just let me do whatever. Let me do me. Giga Chad almost Chad Light. Yeah, bro. Why are you being a Chad Light? I'm just joking. My bad, dude. I'm just joking. Just messing with you. Yeah, I mean, I understand. So, to answer your question legitimately, without being a smartass, sorry, is I do understand that it's FOMC today. I am anticipating potentially some price action that I probably don't want to trade. So just being a little careful today. If I see something I like, I'll take it. If there's nothing that looks good to me or that aligns with how I typically trade, then I'll just sit here. Just hang out with you guys for a little bit. I'm seeing if we can start getting back above 475 though. Doesn't mean I'm gonna take a trade, but it's now adjusted to the call wall for Tanuki. It dropped down. Ooh, that's pretty nasty. Came back up into it and just started rejecting back. The only thing is just this area in general to me is kind of like a caution area. So it does look like we might dig towards the extreme here. Or we might just chop here. If we do end up getting below here, and we stay below here, we start continuing further down. Might look for a continuation towards daily lows, but What I'm trying to be careful of right now is for us to push lower and have failure and then start creating this in here. Yeah, that was a pretty good pullback towards where the current call wall is sitting. We saw it reject. Nice. How long do I trade? Like, how long am I on stream? Typically for like an hour and a half, maybe. Sometimes less. We did have a record stream where I streamed for a whole 15 minutes because I was trading my Tradeify account and I full ported basically and lost a trade where it went 1,000 ticks in drawdown. I was so upset about that Tradeify. Tradeify guy just got off after 15 minutes. So again, this is kind of the area where I'm expecting us to potentially chop in. I hope that we don't. I hope we don't, but I guess we'll see. Why do I expect chop in this area? Well, we're sitting in between. So there's a couple reasons for it. So following an imbalance from yesterday, this is a very large imbalance, right? And then we rebalance some of that imbalance, and then we drop down, and then this is potentially where we might find value, meaning that maybe we overshoot, but we're kind of just oscillating in this area. It's also in between call wall and HVL, which this is a pretty thin gamma profile today for me, and majority of the open interest is sitting around here. So there's a potential for us to get pinned in this area. And then it's also FOMC, pre-FOMC. So, and it's a new Fed. So like all of that combined is just making me lean towards potential consolidation this AM session. And really careful about trying to trade like any type of breakouts unless I get like a good like confirmation for it. But yeah, I mean, this shaded area right here is kind of like in between call wall. Call wall has the most amount of open interest sitting here right now. And well, it doesn't. It's actually up here, but it's thin in between here and here, so there's a potential we could pin here. It's kind of a more important strike for what I look at. So we'll see. We're making another attempt up. If this attempt up, so we just pushed down and we just failed, okay? So if this attempt up right now also fails, and we start slamming back, then it's basically just confirmed. I mean, we can totally just like slam down, sellers fail, we push up, and then we actually continue, but we gotta see. But if we see aggressive behavior, buyers aggressively lifting the offer, and then they just fail and slam it back, well, then there's your chop. It's going to start. It's probably going to start. If that happens. Or we can just continue. Look at the 15-minute right now. So the 15-minute is about to close. And it's going to look like that. If we have the 15-minute open up and we push back and I see sellers getting absorbed and we start having buyers come back in, I'm actually going to try and take a continuation of this higher, but I would move it to break even relatively quickly. Unless it's just going to go. And we got to just let it go. Because there just wasn't really like an entry if it's just going to run. And then if we are going to go to the upside, then I'm looking for us to take out these highs and then potentially continue up towards 725. So this is pretty important right here. If we don't like start pushing up from here, we like really slam it back down. That'll be very ugly. Mag 7 is bearish. Uh-oh. So I'm watching if we're going to hold above 475 or not. Alright, well, I think we're probably getting our chop here. So now alright, I have to wait for it to get out of this area. Definitely not going to try and trade a break out of this area until I'll wait for us to actually confirm that if we're going to go lower. I'm going to wait for us to actually confirm that we're actually going to go lower before I consider taking a continuation. Otherwise, I'm kind of just concerned about that. Have you guys taken any trades yet? Has anyone traded this yet? If so, I hope you didn't try and trade like a breakout. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a quick mental check right now. If you're sitting here, if you're sitting here all anxious about trying to get into a trade, chill. Just chill. Please, just chill. Let me ask you guys a question. Your accounts that you care about so much. Would you rather trade something like this? Or would you rather trade something like this? You know what I mean? "30-second time frame." Yeah, you're right. You know what? Since we're chopping, we're going down to the 15-second. So we're not chopping. No, I don't do that. For chopping on the 5-minute, because I trade on the 5-minute, I gotta just wait. But DS is a different breed. This guy's a beast, so he can do whatever he wants. Oh, she can do whatever she wants. Sorry. Yeah, 15-second time frame. 30-second time frame. 40 range charts. I can't do it, dude. I like the 5-minute. The lowest I'll go is like 1 minute. But I'm still paying attention to the 5-minute. The 1 minute's just like for execution sometimes, but it still has to align. I mainly, on a normal day, I'm mainly looking at 5 and the 15 for where I'm trying to enter my trades. I like my entry confirmations. 5-minute and 15-minute. Which is also why, like, a lot of my days I'm only taking, you know, maybe 1 to 2 trades, maybe 3, because they take a while to actually to form. Yeah, lock out because you think it's gonna chop. I mean, you're up $1,000. How long my average trade after NYSE? What do you mean? Like during the overnight session when I trade it? How long is a typical trade of mine during the overnight? If that's the question, it's however long it takes. However long it takes. It moves. Sometimes it moves slower. I mean, there's times I literally will just get in a position during Asia. Oh, how long? How much time am I currently waiting for a trade after the open? I don't know. Whenever it shows up. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's literally right at the open. Sometimes I get in before the open. Sometimes I get in right at the open. Other times I may sit here and not take a trade at all. It just kind of, do I stay at my PC for 4 to 5 hours? Okay, here's the thing, right? It's like what I'm doing right now where I'm like sitting here actively watching, looking for a trade, right? I do that for about an hour and 30 minutes. Let's see if we're gonna break lower right now. On days where we have a crazy amount of volume and participation, sometimes I do it long. Sometimes I stay longer. All right, we might actually be breaking out of this. I want to see how this is going to close, though. On the account you just pulled a payout on yesterday, Angel? Nothing wrong with walking out for $1,000. Right. I'm trying to see how this 5 minutes is gonna close, and I might look. I just gotta be careful. And if I do end up taking a trade, it'll probably move to break even relatively quickly. What I want to see is I want to there we go, DS. What I want to see is I want to see us make have buyers when we open up attempt to push up and fail, and then I'll try and take the continuation. Yeah, 30-second chart, clean. Pretty clean today, huh? Okay, we're getting that push up. I'm looking to see. I wanted to push up deeper. All right. All right, I'm gonna try shorts here. Ooh, we have buyers stepping in for a second. We gotta push past it. Kind of a bad entry. Uh-oh. Cooked? I think so. All right, I'm gonna move it to break even. Dump, dump, dump. Daily lows. Go to the daily lows. Oh, whoops. We do have to be careful around 310. What, 30 points in profit? I wanna see if we can let it go. I'll take the break even. Alright, well, we gave it a try. We didn't get the best entry on that, so once we see kind of like sellers stepping in, right? And if they're not going to be able to push it down, I mean, they might still end up pushing it down, but my entry was kind of shit, so I just moved it to break even. And I'll just wait. Because I was looking for that to happen a little bit faster, right? And also today, what I said earlier is I am kind of suspicious of like breakouts today. So when I'm trying to take a trade like that, I move it to break even pretty quickly when we start seeing a little bit of pressure. This is probably gonna... This might snap back up into the range. How do you use a 5-minute volume profile? Use only the daily profile. I use it for execution. So what I'm looking for in a volume profile is here, so you can see it a little easier. So I'm looking where the participation actually was, right? Within the individual candle. And I'm looking where the POC is in relation to where this candle closes. So if, for example, we see a lot of participation in the extremes of the candle, meaning like once the candle closes, the wicks, well, I have another chart where I look at a delta profile, so I want to see, well, who was participating there. And if, for example, we see something like this, POC stays here, and we start pushing up, I would go look at this screen and see, well, who was participating down there? Sellers. So you had sellers participating down here, and they're failing to move price. Does that mean that we're just going to reverse? No. But I'm basically using the volume profiles to understand, like, and also when we move through an area very quickly and it's kind of inefficient, right? Because it's like a faster move where the market didn't get the opportunity to kind of spend a lot of time transacting in this area. A fair value gap, right? But yeah, so I'm basically looking at in each of these candles, like where's the POC in relation to the close, and where is the aggression and the concentration of transactions, and then where is it in the candle? Is it in the body? Is it at the extremes? So it's kind of like a basic, very basic way that I look at it. So I'm looking at the same thing on this chart, right? You cut the top. All right. Okay, Bala. Yeah, we're snapping back up in the range. It hit support, so now you're looking for buys. Nice. Once we kind of get back, and that once we're in this area again, I don't know. Just not gonna. I'd rather just wait for a better day. Unless I see something, but we try to give the break lower a shot, seeing if we can take our current daily lows or have the daily candle flip bearish. Didn't want to continue, at least yet. I'm copy trading 500 accounts, so I gotta be like a little careful. Or just at least selective. Just a little more selective on what I try and do. But I'm gonna sit here probably. I want to see now that the new hourly has been open for 10 minutes. I want to see if behavior is gonna change a little bit. Like if we're actually gonna start getting away from this area, or if we're gonna kind of just rotate a little bit, rotate towards later in the morning, closer to the meeting, and I'll probably just call it a day and come back tomorrow. But tomorrow is also going to be kind of similar to today in the sense of I'm gonna be a little careful, just because it's gonna be OPEX, so we may see potential pinning behavior tomorrow as well. I was talking to some of the other traders yesterday. Is today Thursday? No. Friday is the holiday. Oh, you tripped me out for a second. I thought today was. I was like, what? I'm like my baseline expectation. Unless something happens during FOMC, is we drop down, we rebalance, we kind of like find balance somewhere, and then next week, depending on whatever happens during FOMC, I mean, who knows what can happen, right? But then next week we potentially do something. I'm not saying that I'm like trying to predict that, but that's just like that's what I'm trying to be cautious of. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope we just like move really nice and I can catch some nice trades, build up the balance on these fundeds. Yeah, you sat out. You're glad you sat out. Would have been a big loss on your 10-minute orb. On the 10-minute orb. Which would have been what? Here? Just the open? No. It's here. To here. Oh, are you gonna try and go short right here, Joseph? Was that the idea? 10:06 short? Yeah. Okay. Well, good thing you didn't take that. Hindsight, right? Hindsight. Nice. One has a pending payout. Let's go. Dude, didn't you just like run it up on a casino at on a cruise? Aren't you like kind of rich now or something? Ah, bummer. AMA. You're confused on whether to use heat map or footprint or both of them together. Well, they're showing you different things. I mean, you can use the bubbles You know, you can use the bubbles, but the main purpose of it, I mean, nah, I'm not gonna say that. Some people just use bookmap. I use both of them. Or they use heat map, my bad. I'm so used to just saying bookmap. It's like, these are just resting limit orders, right? And then footprint is showing you what was actually executed. Like, honestly, I could trade without this. I have it, so why not just put it up there just to see, you know, where the resting limits are sitting. Didn't you say you used to be a gambler? What did you play? I would gamble on anything, dude. A 5-point range footprint chart? You're impressive. That's impressive, dude. 5-point range is crazy. Does heat map show icebergs? I mean, some of them have iceberg indicators, but do these like... Oh, okay. You trade ES. I was about to say 5-point range chart on NQ is like, bro. Bro. That would be crazy. That would actually be crazy. Actually, let me see what that even looks like. My chart's gonna freak out. I'm not even gonna do it. But about icebergs, like, if you were to be looking at these levels, okay, you would have no idea if there was an iceberg sitting here. Until, I mean, some of them have indicators that show you when it's like reloading. They're kind of like cycling them, but no, it's just showing what's publicly available. Also, heat map and the DOM doesn't necessarily show you all the liquidity. It's just resting limit orders. And then, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, yeah, the Titanic didn't know an iceberg was sitting there either. Valid. It's a valid point. My worst loss actually came from trading crypto. And my biggest win also came from trading crypto. The prop firm stuff is nothing in comparison to that. That's how you make a grown man cry. Watching your net worth dissolve before your eyes. Sell out early ever would have been a huge gain, but you sold. One time I traded Safe Moon right before it crashed. Did I lose any hair? No, but I cried a little bit. No, I never really traded ICT like that. Although some of the concepts are very similar to auction market theory. And then I do use sessions, which I know ICT traders use it, but ICT didn't invent the concept of using sessions. My biggest loss in crypto, there was one day, I actually know the day. It was May 19th, 2021. I woke up, I was down 20 grand and of my actual money, not like, you know, sim funds or whatever. I was down 20 grand. I go to work. By lunchtime, I'm down 30 grand. By the time I'm driving home, I'm down $45,000. Turned on some sad music. Had a little bit of cope saying it's going to come back. I never realized the loss though, okay? So little different. It's a little different because I never realized the loss, because what type of idiot, if you're going to hold it, just hold it. You know what I mean? Like, just hold it through the drawdown. Although I was watching it, And I think it peaked at, I was down like $54,000 on the day at one point. Yeah, I kind of wanted to throw up. But then, you know, there's been times I've held crypto and I have been up a lot. Because I started trading, I started like buying. So back in 2017, I started trying to trade crypto on spot. Just like buy low, sell high type of deal. And that didn't really work out too well. I mean, there were some that I did pretty well on, where I did like 10x, 20x, especially back during like 2017, and then also during the bull run on during 2020. There were some decent coins that I kind of bought early and then sold out that I actually sold. There are also coins that I've round tripped multiple times. For example, XRP. I have a ton of XRP. I have watched that portfolio on XRP go up 6 figures and then drop fucking what would make somebody throw up and then go back up. You know, I've round tripped it and I still hold it, but it's kind of like my lotto bag. I've been holding that stuff, that XRP now for, are we gonna push out of this right now? I've been holding that XRP for like 6 or 7 years. Paolo, let me see if I could. Oh, you're not in there anymore. You might need to verify. You might need to verify your Discord. Like, I'll give you the roll for it. All right, we're getting back above 475. I want to see if we're actually gonna get out of here. If we're gonna. Although I'm kind of leaning more towards just not trading today, unless I see something. But yeah, dude, crypto is crazy. So yeah. Although it's awesome though. I mean, I am green from all of my crypto endeavors, and I do hold a bag, but it's a long game, bro, and it can just all be just nothing, you know? It all just go to zero. Bunch of fake internet money. Cool. Yeah, sometimes to use some of the, just because we have bots that join here, sometimes you have to, verify because we're trying to make it hard for the bots. How long have I been trading Orderflow? I've been trading Orderflow since the end of 2023. Started with only using Bookmap. And then towards spring of 2024, I started using footprint charts. And at first, when I first started using footprint charts, I had no idea what the hell I was looking at. But now, Orderflow is becoming very popular, which is funny because about a year and a half ago or a year ago, I was talking to Eddie, the owner of the Discord, right? And I was telling him, I'm like, watch, dude, Orderflow is about to become like the next big, like, everyone's gonna be like looking at Orderflow. And it's happening now, which is cool. So I want to see if we're gonna break out of here. I may try and take a continuation. If we push down right now, without pushing up, we've pushed down right now, I might actually try and take it. I want to see a strong push. Sellers hitting the bid. Failure. Then I might just go for a continuation. I'm gonna try it. I might add into it. But I'm trying to trade a breakout. when we're kind of like chopping a little bit. So I'm gonna move my stop to break even if we start pushing pretty aggressively. Dude, what the heck? Get this out of my way. This is gonna be the last trade I take today, though. So we're gonna risk 500. Stop is sitting below this area. I don't want to see us get back below here. Otherwise, obviously it's gonna stop me out, but yeah, a lot of order flow traders on IG for sure. For sure. Am I friends with NY Levi or NQ Levi? I do not know who that is. And I say that in the most respectful way possible. Well, we're not being able to push higher. Let's see if we can stay above this. If not, uh-oh. Nah, we're done for. We can't hold above it. If order flow becomes the new ICT, does that make order flow yet less useful due to alpha decay? Well, order flow is not a strategy, and the edge is not from the tool. It is from how you read it. So alpha decay it's not the same. And you got to remember that majority or a lot of traders are trading prop firms, which means they do not exist. The market never sees them. Now, does that mean that alpha decay, can be a thing? Well, there are plenty of ways that people use order flow, though. You got people who use TPO charts. You got people who use all different types of strategies or ways that they read the data. So we're gonna get stopped out right now. We're gonna be down 2,500, and I'll just call it a day. I sat here and I said to myself, I'm kind of disappointed in myself, because I did sit here and say, all right, we're potentially gonna chop. You gotta be really careful about breakouts. And what are the 2 trades that I try and take? 2 breakouts. This guy I just might be a genius. You know what I mean? But it's okay. Is Jimmy Jumbo my brother? No, but he's a beast. He's a beast of a trader. I actually found out about him recently. He's pretty cool. I see he's killing it. Alright, 15 minutes opening up. We're too close to my stop loss. It's probably gonna pull back and take me out. Is that a GIF? Is it not working? Let me see if I could change the permissions. Embedded links. There we go. Hopefully that works now. Let me see if it works. There we go. All right. So tomorrow I'm also going to I'll be streaming tomorrow. But the fresh PAs are now down 500. a lot of Asian order flow traders as of recent. I don't know. It's weird. Alright, so I'm kind of disappointed in myself today, to be honest. We go anticipate chop. I say, alright, I'm gonna be careful about breakouts. And then what do? I do this. I did this on Monday. I think I did this on Monday. It's fucking retarded. I'm an idiot. Here, let me see if I could fix that, Raymond. You gotta be verified. Try now. Try and type in the chat now. Bro, $24.07 loosed it's enough. What do you mean? I'm copy trading. 5 accounts. Yeah, so we hit break even on the first trade and then took a 50.0 on the second trade. So we hit my daily loss limit basically for these funded accounts. We're down 500 bucks on them. Times 5, which is why we're down 2,400. So I'm well, I have to stop trading. It is what it is. Not the end of the world. It's only $500. We can make it back. We'll just fucking come back tomorrow. We got to be careful again tomorrow, though. What's my daily risk limit? $500 per. Typically $500 per on new accounts. $500 per account is my daily loss limit typically. While I'm working to build the balance up. But once the balance gets bigger, like once it starts getting towards 4,000 to 5,000, I start risking more. But it also depends like how many funded accounts I have. Sometimes on certain accounts I'll be more aggressive if I have a bunch of fundeds. So it's gonna be it for me today. My bad. If anyone copy traded me today, my bad, dude. You know, it is what it is. We had a good day yesterday, not the best day today. 1 break even, 1 L. I'll be back tomorrow. Catch you guys later.